Hello, welcome to my channel. Today is a beautiful day to understand what's going to happen to this. We're going to figure out what's going to happen between the signs. We're going to figure out, who's on your left and who's on your right. It depends on that, and you have to embrace the opportunity of what's going to happen. Okay, like you have to take it as what this will resonate to you. Between that, I'll have the left side as over here, and then right side over here as well. So basically, when you see this, you will understand what I'm talking about because that's what it seems to be. Okay, so whatever is the start of the reading that I'm going to, have a mini pause. You would ask me questions to say, what is a mini pause? Well, let me explain to you. A, a mini pause is how it seems to be. Okay, we have to we have to identify what's going to happen. But today we are going to look at this and we're going to see how everything will be good. Okay, so let's see how it is. Right, so we're going to figure out who and who, what, where, when, why, the five W's. And we're going to figure this out, okay? So let's start with the reading, shall we? So basically, we're going to start the left pile. We're going to start with, so basically, this card represents the cougar, and it says, you can do it. Beautiful card, absolutely beautiful. But it's not over yet. On your right side, you have, try something new as the monkey. So between these two readings so far, not because we're going to figure out who's on your left and who's on your right. Basically, I already shuffled these cards, but we're going to figure this out as well at the same time. So basically, we're going to do two cards on this side. Well, I have to view it. Yeah, two cards on this side, and then I'll do these cards as well. So let's see. And then we're going to figure out both these. We're going to figure out this one and then this one as well. So this is how it seems to be right now at the moment. Okay. Now let's all picture it. Okay. It's not like picture of Sicily. No, 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 no. Forget it. I've been watching Golden Girls. Ha ha ha. Very funny. But anyway, let me explain this to you. On your left side, we're going to figure out. So we have the Six of Pentacles upright, and we got the Seven of Pentacles. Now this is interesting. Pentacles are on this side, so whoever you are, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, you're on the left side. On your right side, you have the Two of Wands is upright, and you got the Ace of Wands upright. Now this is interesting. Now you got fire signs. So basically, in that way, you have Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius on this way. So basically, in total, there are 6 zodiac signs in this frame. Okay, now figure this out. Okay, basically the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands actually, and the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands represents new beginnings, and the Two of Wands represents planning. Now, the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. Now that's very interesting in that reading. We have to figure out who is doing this. Okay, who's like on the opposite spectrum. Now, here's the thing about this. We're going to figure out who's doing it, what's doing it, who, what, where, when, why, etc. So basically, we're going to look at this. Okay, that. And then we're going to figure this out. Okay, so basically, we're going to look at this, and whoever is in this situation here, we're going to figure this out. So we have this that's over here, and then yeah, so we're going to do that in the middle. Well, over here as well. So we're going to do that. So this is how it seems to be. Okay, in the middle pile, you have the new moon in Leo shine. Now, in that note is that basically you're trying to shine on the star or something like that. You have to pick sides. Okay? Now, if you're the cougar, you can do it. If you are the monkey, you're try something new, like planning, for example. If new beginnings are working your way, then there are. If they're planning, you're planning on something. So it seems to be that when you decide of how this is going to go, you have to embrace the opportunity. It's like almost like a setup, but not really a setup. You have to embrace the opportunity because when you decide of how this is going to go, you think, am I doing the right thing? And basically, you have to embrace this. You have to take this as a leap of faith, or you have to embrace the opportunity of whatnot. But you have to embrace of how it's going to go, because, like I say, you have a Leo situation here between the both sides of you. Now we can clarify this as another card as well, because we're going to figure this one out as well. So let's see. And the clarifying is new moon in Cancer, relax. So basically, we have water signs, earth signs, and fire signs in this reading. That's a lot. That's a lot. And basically, you have to understand how this is going to go because you have Leo, you have Cancer, you have the earth signs, and then you have the fire signs at the same time. The only thing that we're missing is the air signs. So, but let's not stop there, shall we? We have to embrace how this is going to go. You have to pick a side, okay? You have to think of if you're being like this, you're being like this. If you're being like this, you're being like this. You have to go from left to right or the middle, right? Like middle, left, right, or middle, right, left, whatever. But you have to take a side. You have to embrace this as a good opportunity. Because you know why? Well, let me explain something to you. You have to have this as almost like a give and take situation. I'm giving you this situation, you're taking it. Okay? It's between you, not me, you. Because you have to embrace of how this is going to go. You have to think ahead, not think behind, but think ahead. And let me see how that's going to go. You have to see how this is going to go, because when I think about this, I think like, okay, basically these cards were working well, but the point being is that you have to think of this as the way of functioning, the way of your acting, the way of how you seeing. It's all like that. But you have to embrace the opportunity of how this is going to go. Because, like I say it, you have to embrace the opportunity. You have to look at things where you want them to go, and then you have to embrace of what's going to happen. Okay, because you have to you have to have this as the right way or the wrong way. The wrong way is that you're picking the wrong side. Let's say you're picking the fire signs. Okay, we're picturing that. But if you're taking and you're thinking, oh my lord, I'm a Virgo, or am I Capricorn or Taurus, you are taking the wrong side, which means you're picking this and you think that I'm a Leo, or Sagittarius, or Aries. No, no, no. you have to pick the right way. You have to what was I gonna say? You have to find a problem to find a solution. That's all it is. Because you have to take things by my left area as as the left side, and then you have to choose to look at your left side, your right side at the same time. So it's like you're between this. Okay, you have to think of if you're planning ahead or if you new beginnings, something like that. You have to embrace that, right? You have to embrace that because you have to enjoy the opportunity. You have to embrace that because furthermore is that you have to embracing my own opportunity to tell you all about this, okay? Because you have to pick a side, okay? It's like me looking at, uh, let's see, my Keurig over there and my toaster that's there. Now, between those two, I have to pick, should I make myself hot to drink as the Keurig, or should I eat something as the toaster, for example? You have to choose between the left side and the right side. That's all you have to do, right? You have to embrace that because you have to uh, negotiate, okay? Because um, what I'm trying to say is that you're doing marvelous, but things are kind of like trying to go into your direction. Things are basically almost overwhelming, but not really. You have to understand what I'm talking about, okay? Now, let's say, you know, for example, you're picking the left pile. You're picking you can do it. And when you're picking this card, for example, here, you have to look at it. You have to think of this as the right way. Okay? Now, basically, if you want to look at cougars, go ahead, look it up on the internet. But you remember that this card is how you are going to feel. Okay? You're kind of like the master of your own uh, your own animal, for example. You have to look at that. You have to think like I'm the best. I'm going to do whatever I can, right? That's what you have to do. Now, so that's what I'm saying about what the cougar does. Now, if you pick the right pile as the wands category, and you have Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius, this is for you. You are the monkey trying something new. And you have to look at this and think, should I look up what a monkey does? Okay, but you're not being a monkey in this situation. You're looking at the monkey because it's eating something, okay? Because it's trying something new, which means it's like eating, I don't know, fruit or something like that. You have to look at that in my point of view. Okay, you have to look at that. There's always something, and you have to embrace the opportunity. Okay, you have to think of that because when I think about these readings that I do, okay, so let's say if you're picking up right now, what I do about these readings, I'm teaching you something rather than having nothing to do. I'm teaching you something. I'm like being a teacher, but I'm not really. I'm acting like one, but I'm not. You have to remember that when I make these videos on, in between my Zoya Alex that I'm doing right now and my spirited Alex that you're going to look at that one if you want to. Subscribe to 2 channels if you want to. You have to understand that when I keep doing this, not as a living, no, but as a way of me creating these videos, like almost like movies, but not really. You have to understand that this is a way of how you feel, how you act, how you think, and if you use your enthusiasm, that's a good way of describing this because you have to think and how you act. So, you have to enjoy of how this is going to go. You have to embrace of what's going to happen. That's all you have to do because whenever I kind of think about this, it's a way of expressing how it is. You have to express. And when I'm expressing this, you have to think if I'm talking about this correctly. Am I saying it right? Am I teaching you something? You have to remember which one are you going where you're gonna go to, left or right. That's all you have to do. If you pick the middle, there's only the Leo and Cancer in this situation. But in the new moon in Cancer means relax. You're going to relax. I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to relax. That's what you have to do. If you're picking the next one, that new moon in Leo, it means shine, where you're shining, like the sunshine is shining, for example. You're like a shining star, right? But anyway, let's not get that conclusion. You have to understand that when everything fits, you have to remember that. That's all you have to do. Because, like I say more, you have to believe in your own self. And when you decide about that, you will think, am I doing exactly the right thing? My golly, you are doing this. Because whenever I'm picturing this, I'm believing what I'm talking about, right? You have to understand about if you are noticing something between the left side or the right side, you are going to choose that. Because what I'm trying to say is that you have to believe in yourself. You have to. Because you have to understand what I'm talking about, okay? Because you have to believe. And when you believe, you're going to say, wow, so yeah, Alex is talking about this. And you know what? Really? Yes, I am. Because between that circumstance, you're like this. You're like this at the moment. Okay? You have to go from a turning to another turn to another turn to another turn. Okay? That's all you have to do. But when you follow and then you believe in yourself, you can do it. Right? If you want to say, I want to go and try something new, then go ahead, try something new. So before I do the playing card as one card to represent even one of these two readings, you have to understand about how this is gonna go ended up for you. Okay, that's all you have to do because reason being, um, it's almost like a life skill, but not really. You have to think of who, what, where, when, why, and how because of all those. Okay? Because if you're choosing the left side, you're choosing the left side. If you're choosing the right side, you're choosing the right side. That's all you have to do. So, before we do This is the last reading, by the way, but we're going to see who's doing this and who's following this situation here. And let's see. So the last card of this is the Two of Clubs. Two of Clubs represents, basically in that formative, it will be Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries in this situation. You have to understand about you can do this as long as you need to. Because like I say, it won't hit you at the back of your side. It won't hit you at the back. It won't, no. But you have to remember that this can hit you in life, but you have to master this. Mastering is like cutting up bread, for example, but not really, because you have to understand of how this is going to go, because you have to think of this, you have to embrace, you have to think of what's going to happen. That's all you have to do, okay? Because, like I say, believe in yourself. Because once you believe, you're going to say to me saying, am I doing the right thing? And you know what? You are. So if you choose the left pile, you're choosing this pile as my L shape. If you want to choose this pile, it's your right side, okay, as a backwards L. So basically, if you look at this, you will enjoy what I'm talking about. And remember, have a nice day today, and have a good day to you, everyone. Thank you. Bye for now.